Mark,
What's happening?
did I interrupt you power walking?
Power walking to the finale of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths,
We absolutely are. We are at our final one shot, and then we have just Dark Crisis number 7 and the dawn of the DCU.
which at the time of
So,
this video releasing will be tomorrow, so there's not even a wait.
correct. But before we get to the Dark Crisis number 7, we're going to talk about Dark Crisis Big Bang right after this. All right. Well, that was weird with the border and everything, but that's okay.
Most interesting intro ever.
It is. It is. I think I know how I did that, but that's okay.
I liked it.
Um,
I liked it. He keeps the audience guessing, and that's what matters, much like this issue of Dark Crisis.
Yes, yes. This was interesting. I really like this issue, if for nothing else, and it was kind of like it's like the tour through the multiple Earths.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. It was a nice Trons through the Infinite Earths, but with a plot taking us there to really give us a purpose to be going through it.
correct. It went back and it revisited the Crisis on Infinite Earths and what happened to Barry Allen, and how he helped to help to defeat the Anti Monitor, and he's there with Wallace.
Ace.
Yes, Ace. And then basically, he tells them about all the different Earths that he's traveled through, and some of these Earths we've never seen. Well, we have seen before, but we didn't know that they were different Earths because, for instance, the Dark Knights of Steel Earth is there, which
Hmm.
is going to be one of the brand new ones.
The
Um,
actual Charlton Comics has its own Earth in this, which was really
correct,
cool.
correct. We see the Earth from Grant Morrison's Action Comics. We see the Earths from Batman 89 and Superman 78. It was just
Ironically numbered 789.
correct, correct. We see the Tangent Earths. We see the Jurassic League. The Jurassic League is back.
Kingdom Come.
Exactly. We see Kingdom Come. We see
And
the
even they even make a mention in the back about the amalgam or universe with amalgams in it that need more explanation.
I was definitely going to bring that up. Is that foreshadowing that maybe there might be something in the future that maybe Marvel and DC might be getting back together again to do?
I don't know. I thought it was a nice little callback, and they were only allowed to say so much without paying royalties.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I can't even think now of the guy though. There's one guy that lives on both, like travels between the two of them.
Access.
Yes, Access. There you go. Thank you. See that? You're much better than I am. We see the
We both have our strengths. Corny 90s crossovers is which is one of mine, I guess.
um, but to your point, the plot. It's not just hey, I'm going to follow me. I'm going to take you to all these Earths. The plot is basically that they still have to deal with the Anti Monitor.
Yeah, which
Is
I
the
thought was
plot?
cool because that whole thing was bred out of fear, or not
Right.
necessarily fear, but concern from Barry Allen, who explaining to Ace how the previous crisis that he wasn't around for, the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor and everything, and if there's infinite Earths have returned, there is at least a version of him out there, and if there is, he needs to be stopped now before we repeat events from the '80s. And I thought that was a cool little angle to take.
Yeah, it was. And they basically have, their one shot is to basically create this opening into the antimatter universe, push him into it, and then close it, so that he can never come back again. Whether he'll ever come back again, who knows? Um, but there is also the caveat that the person who probably pushes him in, probably has to go with him, and so will never come back.
Yeah, which is a
Um,
super bummer because we all like Barry Allen.
I know. And it almost seemed as though, okay, you know what, that is Barry Allen gonna sacrifice himself again, in another crisis?
He's going to
And
try.
he's the one who decides that he's going to do it. However, at the very last moment, um, the Batman Green Lantern, um,
From Elseworlds.
exactly from Elseworlds, um, decides to just finds out that he can do it himself without having to sacrifice himself, and so he pushes basically. Um, yeah, it's just a huge panel. It's a great panel.
Mhm.
Um, he manages to push the anti monitor into the antimatter universe, and then they close they close the portal, and so
And he gets
theoretically
Fury out.
he is gone forever, and then they are on um, to fight the final battle against Deathstroke and the Dark Army in the Dark Crisis #7.
The final battle, yeah. So this issue really, like story wise, plot progression wise, it really stands on its own merits. It's a true tie-in where it only exists if you have the main body to work off of, but there isn't a ton of actual plot in this. This was just a fan service extravaganza. And if you're new to comics, if this is like your first big event, you would probably be scratching your head seeing some of these characters being used. But in this context, in this setting, they all make perfect sense because the way it's just addressing how fun a multiverse can be in the medium of comic books. It's such a unique thing that you get to play with in comic books, and I love it when we get stuff like this. It's just a total blast from start to finish for me.
It really is. I mean, to me, this is kind of like these are the reference books that future writers use. I think when they do things, like the Who's Who that just came out recently. These are the ones that they use. Okay, you know what? You mentioned it. They have at the very end on the final 2 pages, they have this basically, these notes that Barry Allen put together that basically lists all of the Earths that he has so far been able to identify. Um, and there are lots of things that people will definitely remember. Going back to their childhood, or even again, just in the past couple months, like the Jurassic League, Dark Knights of Steel. If you go back, they talk about and they show one of the Earths in here too is when the Batman Dracula books were going on. Um, you know, and then that one also did really intrigue me too. That Earth 1996, which is when the amalgam
Yeah, that's
universe
when
came
Marvel
along.
versus DC happened.
Right. Um, so now I wonder if Marvel has to use that now, or if they use something else.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't. Does Marvel ever play with that concept?
I can't recall that they have, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
I have no clue. There's definitely some fun stuff on there though. Like they have the Tangent universe on there. The Just Imagine that where Stan Lee came in 12 issues where he kind of reimagined the DC universe. You get that Earth reference with Earth 6 even. There's some really cool stuff.
Right. And in fact, we're getting a whole new book of Tales of Earth 6 coming up in just a week or two.
Ari, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, is DC honoring Stan Lee's birthday or something?
Yeah, his 100th birthday. They're doing all new tales with
Dude, that's fire.
yep. Yeah, it's funny that DC is doing this and not Marvel, but they're
I'll see
doing all new
myself
tales.
out.
Yep.
I wonder what
Yeah.
Marvel's going to do. I'm sure Marvel will do something. I know that they put that little happy birthday Stan like page in their books, but
Yeah.
they better do something.
Yeah, it comes out not this week, it comes out next week. I think on the 27th, I believe. So yeah, it revisits all the characters from Sandman to Superman to Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, all of them. It basically revisits them with obviously new creators and everything, but yeah, it's a whole new it's called Tales from Earth 6. So be on the lookout for that.
I will.
I definitely will.
So this is
Um,
it, man. This is it. Second to last. The next time we do this, we'll be live doing the big finale. Hoping that a lot of you watching will be able to join the live show and really break down not just the final issue, but how we enjoy this series as a whole. And as on top of that, what we'll be looking forward to after this.
right, correct. And make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment because we're giving away a huge drawing. Um, to someone who has commented, which will be the entire Dark Crisis saga, and I mean all 7 issues of Dark Crisis, as well as some of the variant covers. We have the original Justice League 75. We have the new Comic Book Day special. We have the new Comic Day foil. We have all the tie-ins as well. We have a Crisis on Infinite Earths trade paperback. We have a Dark Crisis poster. But even if you haven't commented, make sure you join us when we tell you when it is, because there will also be a drawing for something going to someone who is there on the live stream as well. So make sure that you join us when we let you know what it is, when it is. Um, so that we can really, end 2022. It will probably be right after the new year. Again, be on the lookout for that. We'll be posting it on our Instagrams. We may even do a quick little, video just to tell everybody when it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, huge giveaways again. So, but yeah, we are on our final step. We're about to take that fateful step into the dawn of the DCU. So I, for one, cannot wait. So there wasn't really a lot of substance to this issue other than the fight with the Anti Monitor, and then but it certainly was not plot heavy, so there really wasn't a lot necessarily to discuss other than how fun it was to kind of hop from Earth to Earth. Um, but that's going to do it for this issue of DC Comics Dark Crisis Deep Dive. I am Paul. He is Mark.
But we are Legion.
And now you are leaving Sector 2815.